Alrighty, we are going to take g and divide by h. And we're going to do it with long division. So to do that, I'm going to take h is the outside of my long division bar, divided, so there's h, and g is what goes inside, because we do g divided by h. So what goes inside is x cubed plus x squared minus 5x plus 3. So this is g divided by h. And in order to do that, we kind of treat it like regular long division, but it's a little bit weirder. So what we want to do is we want to think, what times x gives us x cubed? That's how we started off. And hopefully you can kind of think through that and go, oh, that would be x squared. So I put it in the column where the x squareds are. And then I go, okay, so x squared times x gives you x cubed. Yes. So over here, real quick, I'm just going to say, okay, so what is x squared times x plus 3? What is this times this? I'm going to find it real quick, and I'm going to write it underneath here. So x squared times x plus 3 is x cubed plus 3x squared. So this is x cubed plus 3x squared. And then in long division, don't you subtract down? Isn't that what you do? You multiply for long division. Don't you multiply this times this and subtract down? Now be careful when you subtract, because this cancels, but the other one is really a 1 minus 3. Do you see? It is 1 minus 3, or 1x squared minus 3x squared. And be very careful. This is where the mistakes come. That's negative 2. So this right here is negative 2x squared. Bring down the negative 5x. So again, a lot of common mistakes are right here. So next, what times x gives you negative 2x squared? Well, isn't that going to be negative 2x? So negative 2x times x plus 3. We're going to distribute that. That becomes negative 2x squared minus 6x. So this is a negative 2x squared minus 6x goes here. Again, what I did is I multiplied this times this, and I'm writing that underneath. And now I'm going to subtract down again. We always go back to this in the end. We're going to be subtracting down. So that's gone. Be careful. Negative 5x minus a negative 6x. Now, you don't really have to have the x's. We just look at the fronts. But what's the negative 5x minus a negative 6x? Isn't that going to be 1x or x? So isn't this going to be 1x or x, and then we bring down the 3? Alrighty, so now what times x gives you 1x? Well, wouldn't that be 1? So we're going to add 1 here, and we got 1 times x plus 3 is, well, x plus 3. So put x plus 3 down here, and we're going to subtract down, and what do we get here? Well, that cancels, and so does that, because 3 minus 3 is 0, so there's no remainder. So it divided perfectly. So my answer, when I take and divide these two, is simply x squared minus 2x plus 1. So this right here is the answer when I take and divide this by this, because there is no remainder. Now, just something to think about. It's kind of important. There's a connection here. Do you guys hopefully understand that now that I did division, what I want you to understand is, isn't x plus 3 times x squared minus 2x plus 1, doesn't that equal that? I just want you to think about that. When you divide, and it divides evenly, don't these two multiply to get the inside, or that? And that's kind of important connection. You can, but if there's a remainder, you can't, you have to deal with remainders and stuff. It looks kind of weird. But there we go. We long divided two polynomials, and we're done.